community. Welcome to episode 4. We're going to a brand new location in this episode, and it's going to be our third and last location for season 1. So far, we've gotten into the community kitchen to cook up some healthy meals. We've gotten in the gym to strengthen our body and just share our love of different types of exercise and sports. So guess what? Now we're gonna head to the community library. I hope your community library is close to where you live, because the library is one of my favorite places in any city that I go to. Let's get into it right now. I'm gonna meet my girl Izzy in the CMC library for our very first episode there. So let's check it out. What's up, everybody? I'm here with my girl Izzy, and we are going to be reading a very special book. It's called Bronzeville Boys and Girls by two very famous ladies who create books, Gwendolyn Brooks and Faith Ringgold. And before I keep talking, I'll let Izzy introduce herself and tell us why this book is important to her. What's up, girl?
Hi, I'm Izzy, and I really love this book because it really shares the experience of children and kids in different ways, and has some stories that I think everybody can relate to in here. So I think it's really yes.
Yeah, that's why we like certain types of books, right? Because they reflect what we actually feel inside ourselves through the characters. And this book is special because it's not really stories, it's what is he? A book of
poems.
Book of poems, right? Poems are perfect for that, capturing the big feelings that we feel, we might say, right?
Yep.
In like a small amount of words, and with sometimes words that help us imagine these pictures in our head, right? So
Yes.
Izzy told me that she has 3 poems from this book that stand out to her, that's her favorite. This is hers from her actual home.
Yes.
Okay, have you had this book for a long time?
Yes, I've had it since, I think, 1st grade, so I've had it for a long time.
Okay, what grade are you in now?
6th grade.
6th grade. Okay, well, she's been reading it, practicing this one, so we can start with the first one.
Okay.
Remember, the title, everybody, is Bronzeville Boys and Girls, and each poem will have a title for itself.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Izzy's first choice on page 21. Michael is afraid of the storm. So, here you go. Izzy, take it away.
Lightning is angry in the night. Thunder spanks our house. Rain is hating our old elm and punishes the boughs. Now I'm next to 9 years old, and crying's not for me. And if I touch my mother's hand, perhaps no one will see. And if I keep myself and say, follow her busy dress, no one will notice my wild eye. No one will laugh, I guess.
Wow, there's a lot of really big feelings in there. You said,
Yeah.
lightning is angry in the night.
Yes.
Thunder spanks our house. And those are the kind of words that make poems special, right? Because we know that lightning doesn't really get angry.
No.
It just sounds like anger, and that makes us feel afraid.
Yeah.
But if I touch my mother's hand, perhaps no one will see. So how is he feeling about being afraid?
He doesn't like being afraid. He thinks that it makes him a little bit more childish.
Okay.
I think that's why he says, now I'm next to 9 years old and crying's not for me.
Oh, right.
So even though he's scared, he wants to hide it.
Okay. As what? Because some kids, even if you're 9, like some kids will like scream really loud or like run and hide, but he is trying to be brave pretty much, right? He's
Yeah.
trying to just touch his mom's hand a little bit,
Yeah.
just
to
to
calm himself down.
to get some comfort, which is nice,
Yeah.
right? The older we get, we do want to be more brave because we know that the storm won't hurt us, but you can still be afraid of it. There's some adults too that are like
Yeah.
afraid of storms and stuff like that, right? Okay, cool. Well, let's go on to the next poem. I think this is the first great choice because we all can be afraid of storms. Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
All right, second poem. Can you tell us the title this time?
Yep. This poem is called Eldora Who's Rich.
Okay.
A rich girl moved in there, he said, and thought to find a golden head, almost with diamond ears and eyes. But soon there came a nice surprise. They saw a child and out to see themselves. She yelled, "Please play with me," and grabbed her doll and skipped and smiled like any other little child.
Wow. This one, again, is very simple. The words are very simple, but the ideas are pretty big.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes this book pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Because the beautiful pictures.
Yeah,
And what do you think?
I think it's really great because children can look at the book, they can see it, they can read it because they can understand it, but they also can see all the big themes in the book.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, just like in the last poem that Izzy chose, the first two lines already give us a big idea of where this poem might go. It says, a rich girl moved in there, they said, and thought to find a golden head. So what do we think? What does that mean? What is a golden head? Like, what are they thinking in their imagination?
Probably someone just really extravagant and big and just looks very put together and very just prim and proper.
Okay, someone
probably expected.
Okay, someone who looks like they have a lot of money, right? And diamond ears and eyes. So whatever they were imagining in their mind was not this little girl.
No.
Gave a nice surprise. And they ran out to see themselves. They saw a child that looks like them.
Yeah, someone that's just wants to play with too.
Right, well, and wants to play too, right? And is sometimes when new people come in, especially if they're different than us or we think they're different, we might first think that it won't be a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
But this poem shows us differently.
Yeah.
What about the illustrations here? What do you notice?
Yeah, I see a lot of the three kids obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I see Eldora and then her little doll.
Yeah.
Really good illustration. I see the two houses, the two right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a lot bigger though, which is probably why they also expected her to be more extravagant.
Yeah, different, yeah. Right, so the two houses are very different. Maybe Faith Ringgold, the illustrator, used these darker colors or these brighter colors to kind of show us that these families live differently.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, we maybe will not assume anything, can't really guess anything about somebody's family or their life based on their house or the clothes they wear. You have to kind of make friends with them. Yeah, get to know them, right?
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, I'm excited to see this third favorite that Izzy's going to show us. So let's go to this third poem in Bronzeville Boys and Girls. All right, here we go. Poem number 3.
Martine at the party. Was I next to pretty, said Rich to Maggie May. I'd wear those beads and bangles that Martine wears today. And I'd laugh like Martine be proud. Was I next to pretty, Maggie May avowed. Martine next to pretty at school without her gay giggles, beads, and bangles looks like Midge and Maggie May.
Okay, so what ideas are we thinking about with this poem?
It's kind of similar to the one about how you can't expect people to be a certain way, but instead this time it's like they expected, because they saw her in all these big things, they wanted to be like that. They wanted to be pretty and just look really nice, but honestly at the end they realized that without all that she was just like that.
Right, that's true. Yeah. So just like the poem with Eldora, who is a new girl who is rich, this poem doesn't tell us if they're friends or if they
just
are neighbors or someone they see.
Yeah.
But Izzy's totally right. I think these two ladies might be Midge and Maggie May, and they're talking to each other and saying, if I was pretty like her, I would laugh and be proud. Mm-hmm. And that's nice. But without the laughing, without the jewelry,
without all the
things, the big
pretty dressed. It's again, like Izzy said, everybody's pretty much the same on the inside. And maybe this poem is showing us too that it's just more important to be friends with people if you admire them, right? Just try to get to know them. But there's nothing wrong with having nice things either.
Wanting to just dress a different way, like that doesn't make you any different than anybody else.
Right. And I like that they're not making fun of her. They're saying, I think I like her stuff.
It's cool what she's doing.
Right. So sometimes two girls are across the room and they're looking at you. And they actually like what you're doing and they're not talking badly about it. I don't know if you feel that way with your friends or girls sometimes, but it can be like that sometimes with any friend, boys too, right? Like if you think somebody has cool stuff, go ahead and let them know. Of course. And give somebody a compliment. Just say, hey, I like your jewelry. It can really make somebody's day too.
And your dress, and your hair, and your flavor.
Other than that, this was like a pretty fun party. And that's it. Again, let's take a moment actually to read the biography here. And I'll do that part if you want. Just to really quickly go through it. But the back of this book has some little biographies about the author and the illustrator, which lots of books do, so please check it out. The creators of the book put it in there so you can actually learn about these people. So in 1956, this is Gwendolyn Brooks who wrote the words. She created a collection of poems that celebrated the joy, beauty, imagination, and freedom of childhood. She reminded us that whether we live in the Bronzeville section of Chicago or any other neighborhood, childhood is universal in its richness of emotions and new experiences. We are all Bronzeville boys and girls. We are Mexie and Bridie having a tea party. We are Cynthia playing in the snow. We are Michael holding his mother's hand during the storm. We are Vern walking the dog in the rain. Nora Brooks Blakely, the author's daughter, says the poems are beloved because these little pieces of life are "that's me" for children and a push of the recall button for adults. Who hasn't pondered their parents, felt insecure around a special girl or boy, wanted to be someplace they are not? Bronzeville Boys and Girls connects with our thens and our nows. That's nice. And little words about Faith Wrinkled. What a pleasure it was to illustrate these delightful poems. Children will love to read them over and over. I know I did. Each poem introduces a very special boy or girl character. Some of them I knew quite well from my own childhood, growing up in Harlem in the 1930s. Others were new but valued acquaintances. While creating the illustrations, I quickly lost myself in the period and the place, as if I too were a Bronzeville boy or girl. From Faith Ringgold. Oh, so these are her own words about the book. Well, that's really awesome. Thank you so much, Izzy, for sharing this book from your home with us.
Of course.
And this is the first one for me, so I'm definitely going to probably buy myself a copy or borrow it from the library so I can check out all the rest of the poems. You should do the same thing. Thanks so much. And we will see you next time.
Okay.
Bye. Thanks so much, Izzy, because that was my first time reading this book. It was my first time even really hearing about it when Izzy and her mom recommended that we read it on Coach Maya's Community, and I think it's a perfect pick for our very first library episode. So on Coach Maya's Community, when we get in the library, we want to highlight books that are by minority authors, which pretty much means women, Black authors, different people of color, all different backgrounds.
because we want to make sure that we are representing a lot of different type of people that we see in our community all the time. So in the future, when we have a library episode, get ready to learn something. Get ready to have a conversation with somebody you love about it, okay? Before I sign off, I want to read one more poem from Brownsville Boys and Girls. There's one in here that really spoke to me, so I'm gonna read it to you really quick since the poems are pretty short, right? And I'm gonna be really gentle with this one because this one is borrowed. Shout out to the Enoch Pratt Free Library that services Baltimore City. They have amazing programs, and obviously they have amazing books. My cat is trying to take down the video. Okay. And she succeeded at taking the video down. So please bear with me while I fix it. Okay, thanks so much, Storm, for trying to ruin the video. Okay. Where I live, the Enoch Pratt Free Library provides me and everybody in my community with some really awesome books and resources. So check out my TikTok because soon I'm going to be posting about the library too to show all the wonderful things that are in there. I'm just like so thrown off from my cat. Once again, trying to, okay. It's okay, Stormy. Help me read the story. All right, Storm wants to help read the book, so we're gonna pick one. And the title of the poem that I'm choosing from Brownsville Boys and Girls is Ella. And that speaks to me because my grandma's name is Ella, so shout out to my nanny. Love you so much. And here it is. Ella. You like this one too? I don't know. Let's get into it. Beauty has a coldness that keeps you very warm. If I run out to see the clouds, that will be no harm. So Ella left her oatmeal and fleecy coat behind and ran into the winter where there were clouds to find. Mother dear went following, but reprimand was mild. She knew that clouds taste better than oats to a little child. I think Ella just wants some adventure, and a lot of us feel that way sometimes. Again, shout out to Izzy, shout out to Gwendolyn Brooks and Faith Ringgold, shout out to the Enoch Pratt Free Library for providing me with this book. Shout out to you for once again joining us on Coach Maya's community and hopefully learning something new that you can share with your loved ones. And now it's me and Stormy saying bye-bye, and we'll see you on the next episode. We're getting back in the kitchen for episode 5. See you later. I don't know what kind of wave that was. See you later. Say bye-bye.